Hi guys, welcome along to today's vlog. Kind of got this horrible thing, I haven't switched the microphone on. I have, great. So I'm teaching in our living room today. Let's move in a bit more. Oh, is the autofocus gonna hit in? No, come on, focus. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, teaching in the living room today because, as I mentioned, my parents are here staying for the weekend, and I just wanted to show you why my piano ended up in here. Because when we moved in, the target was that the piano was going to go downstairs into the studio, and so when the removal guys had my piano, because basically in our last two houses I've had the studios, always had a space to teach in and to work in. And when the guys came in, they were like, no way can we turn a Yamaha upright piano around in that small gap. So it was like, can't go in the studio that way. And then, so we decided there's a fire escape for the studio, which I'll show you now. And we were gonna go in there. And I basically, the day we moved in, had 5 guys holding the piano. We took these railings out, and the piano was like teetering on the brink, ready to put over, and I think 4 of the removal guys reckon it'd fit, 2 said no, and I was like, hang on, you're dangling my £9,000 piano over the edge and we've no idea whether it'll fit. So I said, pop it in here and we'll see what happens. I got a professional piano mover in who said, ain't gonna fit. Which kind of wasn't too bad because well, there's the room downstairs in the studio, but actually I want the kids to kind of explore it, and actually that's kind of my theme today, is everyone who plays a musical instrument would benefit from knowing their way around the piano, because everything is just so logically set out. I mean, I've had like 3 or 4 piano lessons in my life. The rest of the thing I've just picked up myself. Let's get you guys straight there. And it's all about just understanding, especially when it comes to harmony. If you've got an understanding of how everything fits together on the piano keyboard, it makes life an awful lot easier. You have to know your theory if you're going to be a half decent musician. I don't play as much as I should, and that's what I regret about the piano being here. Although it is here, it's too tempting to sit over there and watch TV instead of doing some piano. And in fact, I've kind of made myself a promise that I was going to get rid of my Xbox and take some piano lessons and learn to play the piano properly, because I really do love the piano, especially when it's played well. And now somebody's phoning me, so I better go and answer that call. I grew up spending almost every Saturday morning in my teenage years, and a bit before that, all the way through high school and sixth form, playing in county ensembles and things like I'd just been leading, and they were great fun. One of the things I try and focus on with the students, particularly we were focusing today, we were doing Caravan. A lot of them loved it because of the film Whiplash. Maybe I'll do another vlog on Whiplash another day. I don't throw any chairs at the drummer. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I always remember, I think I was about maybe 16, 17. I certainly was playing professionally by this point, and I got sat next to Andy Calhoun, who was an alto player who led our band, Scottish fella, who was a bit like the guy in Whiplash. He never threw anything at me, but man, he was tough on me. Although in later years he did tell me the reason that was the case was that he realised I was coasting versus everybody else. My ability was getting me so far, I wasn't really practicing. But anyway, I digress. What I was so impressed that Andy was sat next to me was his articulation. And that's one of the things I'm always trying to focus on in student ensembles. Once they can get through the notes and they're reading it and they're getting a reasonable tune out of the stuff, get them working on their articulation, because their articulation is so important to how it sounds as an ensemble. Now, we haven't got a full-on big band here. We've basically got one person on each part. It's about a nonette, maybe a little bit more, but maybe I've got 11 in there at the moment. We only started it about 4 months ago. So they're doing really, really well. I'm really pleased. In fact, less 3.5 months ago we started the jazz band, and they've done really, really well. But working on things like articulation, so working on consistency across everybody's parts, so like staccato notes are a hat sound, so they finish together. Kind of the articulation with the arrow at the top is a tat sound. Just trying to get people so they're listening to the articulation, because it's the articulation, the phrasing together, that makes such a difference. And one of the things we were always taught, not at this position in the band we've got here, was you always follow the leader in your section. So if you're playing in any kind of big band, but especially if you're playing in a student big band or a amateur semi-professional big band, and you're watching this, pay attention to the articulation. And if you're the band director, always get your best reader on the lead part. So always have your best leader playing lead alto if you can. And the rest of the section's job is to listen to them and spend time with your lead players on each part, getting their articulation correct. Ask them to go away and practice it. And lead trumpet player as well. They've got to have their articulation consistent. Because if that lead player can play it correctly and everybody else listens and copies them, you'll end up with a section that sounds tight. And there's nothing better in a big band, particularly when you're playing something quick, when the whole section can phrase it together. So, say hi, Katie.
Hi.
This is my wife, Katie, everyone on the vlog. So this is the weirdest Quarry House in a way I've been to. There's the train station, there's the Quarry House. It literally used to be the waiting room, and now it's a Quarry House. It's really good. Didn't show you much inside. I mean, look, there's the railways crossing there. Woohoo! Where's it going? So, I'm gonna head out for a drink.